Maple TA Lesson 12B Homework Question Number 3. Oswald is registering for classes next semester. He uses the quantitative reasoning process to decide between two teachers, Dr. Adams and Dr. Baldwin. He speaks to 16 friends that previously took the course from Dr. Adams and also speaks to 17 friends that took it from Dr. Baldwin. 8 of his friends said they highly recommend Dr. Adams. 11 of his friends highly recommended Dr. Baldwin. Based on Oswald's minimal study, what percent of students highly recommend Dr. Adams? I've gleaned some information already and stuck it in a spreadsheet so that we can quickly move on by finding the percent. Here we're going to take, he pulled these students and these ones recommended, so we'll say yes. So the percent here will be taking the what we're interested in divided by the total, and again here, and we want to it says round the final percent to 1 decimal place. So we're going to move our decimal place over 2, and our first one is 50%. The second one for Dr. Baldwin is 64.7, and the 0 does not round the 7 up, so it's 64.7. Oops, typo, 64.7%. The next one. To be statistically accurate in his decision, Oswald decides to create a 95% confidence interval for his two percentages. What values does he find for each confidence interval? So the first thing we need to find is our margin of error. Again, remember this is squirt. 1 divided by the square root of n being the total. And we'll close the parenthesis. Same thing for Baldwin, and that gives us our margin of error. That helps us find our confidence interval. We'll take our percentage, and then we are going to subtract and add the margin of error. So our sample statistic minus the margin of error, and then our sample statistic, equals our sample statistic, add our margin of error. Same thing with Baldwin. We will take our percent, subtract the margin of error, and then here we will take our sample and add the margin of error, and this gives me both confidence intervals for Dr. Adams and Dr. Baldwin. So this one, changing this to a percent, we get 25 and 75, and this one, it says round it to 1 decimal place, so we have 40 point, the 5 will round it up to 40.5, 40.5%, and it goes up to 80, the 5 rounds this up, so that becomes 89.0, so I'm just going to type in 89. Okay, the next says, do Oswald's confidence intervals show evidence of a greater percentage of students favoring one teacher over the other? So we have a couple of options here. We can say yes to either of these, but I know that these are overlapping by quite a bit, between 40 and 75. We only have a little bit outside here between 25 and 40 if we were to make a graph from low to high. So I'm going to say we need to say no, and we're going to go find the reason why. The confidence intervals overlap. They do overlap. So the percentage of students that approve of each teacher are really the same as far as we can tell. That is correct, but we're going to go to the next no and just see. This says no, the confidence intervals do not overlap. They do overlap. So I'm going to select no. We don't have enough evidence showing that one teacher is favored above the other. And so we can verify this with how did we do and move to the next one.